Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Julie from Living Large on Lifetime, and it's time for another episode of WWWWJD. What would Weight Watcher Julie do? So just to remind you guys, although I am a Weight Watchers receptionist and I've done Weight Watchers for about 2.5 years and lost 40 pounds, my channel is in no way affiliated or endorsed by Weight Watchers. So everything I'm about to say is completely my own opinion. So let's jump right in. First question today comes from Pam Porter. Pam says, just found your channel and really enjoying it. Question about wine. Did you cut it out completely when you first started? I have just started back on Weight Watchers and get more out of these videos than I do meetings. Keep up the good work and I'll keep listening. So if you guys watch my channel on a regular basis, you know I love my wine. I feel like it's the elephant in the room, but it's not really the elephant in the room because I am more than happy to talk about how much I love wine and the points that I spend on wine, because I am nothing if not absolutely honest. I just do not like judgment. So if you have anything judgmental or snarky to say, keep it to yourself. But you already know that I love my wine and I enjoy my adult beverages on a daily basis, and I was able to do that and still lose 40 pounds on Weight Watchers. So the reasons let me start at the beginning. When I first started losing weight, I did cut my wine consumption back to about 3 or 4 days per week. So on those days I would have about the same amount. Sorry, I was watching a squirrel. On those days I would have about the same amount per night as I do now, but I did cut it back to about 3 or 4 nights per week. Now the reasons that I can drink as many points as I do and still be okay and still pretty much maintain my weight is that, number one, I'm at Lifetime and I'm not in weight loss mode, so I think that makes a huge difference. My body is pretty much already where it's gonna land, so I have a little more flexibility in my points as far as how many I'm going to intake, and I choose to use extra points on my wine intake. So that's the big reason, is that I'm already at Lifetime, so my body's real close to goal weight anyway. And then also I do a lot of physical exercise, and I did also when I was losing weight. I have always been a runner. I've gone in phases, but when I started Weight Watchers 2.5 years ago, I was in a running phase as I am right now. So I do get a lot of fit points, and although I try not to use them, I do use them. So I think that really kind of helps make up for the amount of wine that I drink on a regular basis. It helps to balance out the alcohol points. It helps to balance out the alcohol that I'm drinking, because of course the alcohol is very pointy. But also I don't eat a lot of food points and then drink food points on top of it. If you watch my daily videos, you know that I actually save my food points to have my beverage points. And now with Freestyle, and Freestyle has so many amazing, nutritious and healthy 0 smart point foods, it's way easier than ever. And I am probably eating more nutritiously now than I did back on just plain old smart points, because I can eat 0 points foods that actually nourish my body, and yet I can still also have my wine as long as I plan accordingly. So those are the reasons that I can actually incorporate it as well as I do into my plan, because I'm already at Lifetime, because I run a lot, and because I balance my alcohol points with my food points. So if you're actually in weight loss mode, I would recommend these things for you. Number one, stick with the lowest point beverages first and foremost. If you are going to drink alcoholic beverages while on Weight Watchers, at least stick with the very lowest points beverages possible. So my go-tos are red wine. White wine and red wine have about the same amount of points as long as you're not going for a real sweet wine. So I usually choose red wine. 5 ounces of red wine is 4 smart points, and let's be real, 1 bottle of red wine is 23 smart points. So I usually go for red wine. I am currently on a champagne kick, which is, it's a lot sweeter, but it also has 50% less alcohol. It has, red wine has 13% alcohol, and the champagne that I drink right now is 6% alcohol. So there is, I mean, there's some balance there. It's sweeter but less alcohol. So the champagne that I drink right now is 18 smart points per bottle. I also highly recommend mojitos. I'm so in love with mojitos. So I actually do a skinny mojito. You can ask for this when you go to a restaurant or a bar. Just ask for your mojito to be made with club soda, lime, mint, and rum. That's it. No sweetener, no triple sec, no sweet stir-ins or additions. And I prefer them that way because they're just a little bit tart. If you prefer some sweetness, then you take stevia with you, take some Splenda with you. You can add it to your cup when they serve you and stir it right in, and it tastes great. That is 3 smart points, and all you're counting there is 1.5 ounces of rum, which is 3 smart points. So that's another of my go-to low points cocktails. And the last one I recommend is a good old Bloody Mary because of the vegetables. So because it's a vegetable mix, and I think it's vodka, a Bloody Mary, a standard Bloody Mary anywhere, according to the tracker, I mean, people do a lot of crazy things with Bloody Mary, so we're talking a standard basic Bloody Mary is 5 smart points, and I believe that's for about 5 ounces of beverage. So if you're going to drink while doing Weight Watchers and trying to lose weight, at least stick with the lowest points beverages that you can. Those are my recommendations. Also, if you're in weight loss mode, try cutting back to weekends only. This works for a lot of people. I actually cut back during the week, but then I still have extra on the weekend. So if you cannot have alcohol during the week and just save it for the weekends, that's probably going to be your biggest help. I really like coming home to a nice dinner and a few glasses of beverage, so I drink moderately during the week, and then on the weekends I let myself splurge, and I have probably 1.5 to double the amount that I have during the week. So if you're in weight loss mode, try to minimize the alcohol and keep it to weekends. If you can't do that, then try cutting back the total amount per day. If you're used to having 5 beers when you come home from work, try cutting back to 3, then try 2. Just start reducing the amount that you're having. And one way I find that you can do that, if you start drinking early in the evening, it's going to be harder to stop when you need to. So you can either wait until you actually have dinner and start your first beverage with dinner, or what I actually do most of the time now is I will have just a few sips with my dinner, and I have most of my beverage after dinner. So the later you start drinking, you gotta go to bed at some time. So the later you start, the less you're going to have, in my experience. Also try cutting back try lightening the points. This is a really good tip. If you want to continue drinking and you're not having any sugary sweet drinks anyway, try lightening the points on beverages that you already have. So for example, you can mix with diet soda instead of regular soda. You can use sweetener packets instead of any kind of simple syrup. You can also try some sugar-free flavor enhancers instead of using the real thing. Big example is they have this amazing coconut stuff that comes in a big bottle that looks like a mayonnaise squeeze bottle. It's amazing. But if you're mixing your own drinks, try using a sugar-free coconut. Use a sugar-free coconut syrup instead and save a bunch of points. So just try whatever you can think of to lighten up the points in your beverage. For example, leaving out the triple sec or whatever, you could add just a sweetener or some kind of sugar-free syrup instead. And most of all, remember this: you can have it all, but not all at once. So choose your vice. A lot of people cannot stop eating sugar on this plan. A lot of people love their pizza. I love my wine. So choose your vice. If you like sugar and alcohol and you're eating both sugar and alcohol, you're splurging on both sugar and alcohol, it's probably not gonna work. If you're splurging on both pizza and alcohol, it's probably not gonna work. If you're eating a lot of fast food and you're still drinking your alcohol, it's probably not going to work. So there's gonna be some give and take, and you need to compromise. Remember, you can have it all, just not all at once. So that was a really long explanation, Pam, to your question, but I'm sure a lot of people who watch my channel have been wondering the same thing. So those are my tips as to how you can actually stay in weight loss mode and still enjoy your adult beverages. Okay, next question is from, did I even say that that first question was from Pam Porter? Pam Porter, yeah. Okay, second question is from MEFRN62. Mefrin 62. She says, love the lippy. Since you don't eat as many points during the day, I'm sure your body's accustomed to it, but what do you have for hunger, headache, or hunger during the day? I'm a later eater as well. So it's true, your body does grow accustomed to eating lower points throughout the day and lower food volume throughout the day, but it is a process. For example, when I started doing intermittent fasting, it does take a while for your body to get used to not having the bulk of your points or a lot of your points during the midday. So I don't actually get hunger headaches now, but I do get hungry. So for a lot of people, it does make more sense to save the majority of your points for dinner. For example, if you want to eat dinner with your family and you want to have more flexibility, if you like to go out in the evenings and you want to save more points for that, or if you want to have an evening snack or an adult beverage with your dinner, it just makes more sense to save the bulk of your points for the evening, and I know a lot of people do that. So here's some ways that you can ease your hunger throughout the day if you're going to save those points for your evening meal on a regular basis. And again, your body will adjust over the course of time. I don't get hungry very often. I actually get hungry just pretty much in that last hour before I have lunch, and once I hit that, I'm good to go. So here's some ways that you can ease your hunger while you're trying to adjust. First of all, I use Teamy Tea. Teamy Tea, I actually use this Teamy Skinny almost every single day. It helps curb cravings, it helps fill your stomach, it helps blunt your hunger. Other teas would work as well, but I really believe in Teamy Tea. It also reduces bloating. So you could also use other green teas, other black teas. I think they would work just as well. When you start to get hungry, have at least a cup of tea before you move on to food. A lot of people do this with water, but I'm just flat out not a water drinker, so the tea is a lifesaver for me. You could also do this with coffee, but I know a lot of people are super tempted to add things to their coffee like creamer or sugar, things that are going to add points. So the goal is to fill your stomach and not be hungry without adding extra points. So also a lot of people are more sensitive to the extra caffeine in coffee. So this is why I recommend at least a cup of tea per day, and especially at the time of day where you very first start getting hungry. I also have coffee in the morning with just a tablespoon of fat-free half and half, and that kind of eases my hunger in the early morning. So, and then when I start to feel hungry before lunch, then I have my Teamy Skinny tea. So that is my first recommendation for helping ease your hunger during the day. And then number 2, 0 point foods. There are so many 0 point foods available now. Initially it was just fruits and vegetables. They've always been there for us, but they're not typically very filling. So now with the new 0 points foods, they have a lot of protein in them. So that really helps keep you full, and it makes you feel like you're eating real food instead of just 0 points fluff. So also you're getting a lot of good nutrition. So you may be eating 0 points, but you're still getting nutrition. So my main go-to 0 points foods, first of all, you're going to need to find 0 point foods that you love. If you hate fish, don't eat fish. If you hate boiled eggs, don't eat them. You need to explore the 0 points food list and find 0 point foods that you love that can be your go-to during the day when you're hungry. So here are some of mine. For the fruits and vegetables arena, I actually don't eat that many fruit or that many vegetables. I do eat probably 2 to 3 servings of fruits per day. I would say more like 2. So my go-to fruits are bananas because they're just carby and yummy and sweet, and apples because apples are just really filling, and grapes because grapes are just snacky. They're great for snacking. Unfortunately, I can eat a ton of grapes, but grapes are just super yum and super easy to snack on. So those are my go-to fruits. For other 0 points foods and things that I have actually taken on the road, I take to work with me, I take in the car ride, I take when we go to hotels. These are the things that I rely on. So what I'm really enjoying right now is the fat-free, non-fat Greek yogurt. I always choose Greek yogurt because of the protein. It helps fill you up more, and of course the protein is just real good for you. So I choose non-fat Greek yogurt, and you can mix that with either fruit or a ton of 0 point add-ins. Like right now I've added in cranberry sauce, which I love, and some of the Jello fat-free, sugar-free puddings. There's just all kinds of things, all kinds of 0 points add-ins you can do with a non-fat yogurt. I also really enjoy hard-boiled eggs, and those are super portable. I always put my hard-boiled eggs in a little Ziploc bag, so that when I peel the egg, I can just put the shell right in the bag. Eddie cannot stand the smell, so I have to do it really fast. When I eat hard-boiled eggs in the car, I have to peel them really fast, eat them really fast, and then zip up that garbage so he can't smell it. But they are really good and really portable and very filling, so they will help with that hunger. And the other thing I love to take with me on car rides or in the car, that's the same thing, car rides or hotel trips or really anywhere, is grilled chicken dipped in mustard. So I just take grilled chicken and cut it into like little fingers, and then I take a little container as well of mustard, 0 points, and dip it in and enjoy. And that is also very, very filling too. I could probably eat less chicken than I can eat eggs. So just find a 0 point food that you love, find 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and really start to experiment with how you can utilize that food during the day to help keep you full. A couple other ideas are to stay busy. If you're at work, then find something to do, find a project to dive into, walk around the building and get some extra steps, work on something and don't eat until it's complete. Staying busy really helps. And then you can also chew gum or ice, which to me that's more like just keeping your mouth busy. It doesn't really help with the hunger, but keeps your mouth busy if you're snacky. So I hope that helped. Those are my suggestions for how you can help minimize hunger, headaches, and hunger in general during the day on 0 points with Freestyle. Okay, last question today, guys, comes from Brandi Gratton. Brandi says, what are your views on Simply Filling? Do you know people that have succeeded on Simply Filling? First of all, yes, I do actually know. I don't know anyone personally, but I know a lot of my YouTuber friends who have been very successful on Simply Filling, and also specifically some who have broken plateaus with switching to Simply Filling. My opinion on Simply Filling is that it's really a very restrictive freestyle. That's my short answer. So both have a list of no count or 0 point foods, right? But Simply Filling, with Simply Filling, you get only your 28 weeklies for foods that are not on the no count list. With Freestyle, you get 23 dailies for foods not on the list, plus your 28 weeklies. That's a win. Okay, Simply Filling also has a broader range of no count foods, yes, but Freestyle leaves every single food in the world available to you as long as you use your points. But you have more points to use on Freestyle. So just work it into your budget. Simply Filling, if you can keep your points to a minimum, if you choose pointed foods and you can keep those pointed foods to a minimum and you like the no count foods on Simply Filling, that may be an option for you. With Freestyle, if you'd rather have more of the pointed foods that are not going to be on the Simply Filling list, like wine, like desserts, like I don't know, because I'm not 100% familiar with the Simply Filling list, but if you're going to have more pointed foods like pizza or fast food or whatever in general, then it's going to be easier for you to do Freestyle. Also, Freestyle seems a lot easier to me to eat out, and this may be because I'm not 100%, I don't know the Simply Filling menu as well, but with Freestyle, I mean, there are so many options now, especially with the 0 point foods. I feel like you can choose a lot of 0 point foods, and then you also get a few points from sauces and cheese. And you know, when you go to a restaurant, it's going to be hard to find straight Simply Filling foods with no added extras. So to me, it seems way easier to eat out on Freestyle. And the bottom line is that Freestyle to me has more flexibility for the long run. And for me, that's what I need. It's about flexibility, being able to live my life, and I have to be on a program that is sustainable throughout the years for it to not feel like a diet. A lot of programs will help you lose weight, but the bottom line is they need to be sustainable so you can keep that up, keep the program up, and keep the weight off for the long term. Otherwise, it's a diet. I choose Freestyle as a lifestyle, and it works for me. So that is my opinion on Freestyle, but I can't tell you that I have never tried it. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any other additional questions on the questions I just answered, feel free to comment below and I will try to help clarify or explain better. If you have any other questions for WWWWJD, let me know down below as well, and I will answer yours in an upcoming segment. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. These segments are really fun. I learn so much. I remember so much, things that I need to internalize and remember as well. So I hope you guys are learning a lot too. Keep the questions coming and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.